Chickens you used to steal, I don't steal no more. Rabbits you used to shoot, I don't shoot no more. Cows you used to chase, I don't chase no more. Get ready, brother. Your time has come. stand up, you sinner. We got you at last. You can't get away, there's no time to play. Your finish is going to be fast. Brothers and sisters, come on, get hot. We'll amputate your bodogio and tie your bones in a knot. Did it down. Did it down. Did it down. Bip it up down. Did it down. Brother, you sure gonna get your face lifted and a permanent shave. Ha, ha, Where you want your body sent? Body? Huh? There ain't gonna be nobody. Ha, ha, ha. You can't make any excuse. So, till we pick up you. Swing your sinner for making chickens elope. You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. Swing your sinner. We'll stretch you like a giraffe, maybe what you would have. Just give us a laugh. Swing your sinner.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Okay, and Twitch, sound check. Fish. Good. YouTube, sound check. YouTube, sound check. Good. Okay, there we go. I'm going to start a feather. Well, so I'm going to start. I'm going to cannibalize some stuff. For a sweater, dress, fall, winter outfit. It's actually going to be an off-the-shoulder sweater with a wrappy thing on the top of it, and a scarf, and tights, which I'm actually going to pirate from the MVP outfit. I'm going to steal those pantyhose, and we're going to chop the feet off. And slouch boots. And I'm thinking, did I say beanie? I was thinking a beanie, because hats are horrible, and so I of course keep making them. So we're going to try that today. First things first. I think I did get it set up. Let's take a look at. Let's set up the folder in Daz Studio. I think I got my template folder set up. So I just have to get into the Daz and point it to where I'm going to be saving this sweater dress. And did I give it a name? I thought I gave it a name. Cinnamon. I was going to call it Cinnamon. I ran that past ChatGTP. Yo, ChatGTP. And it came up and it said Cinnamon. And I checked Daz. And I don't see a cinnamon sweater dress at Daz. So we're going to do that. I'm going to call it Cinnamon Outfit, actually. We'll do that. It has a nice wintry ring to it. Yo, Charles, how are you doing? So let's do that. I don't think I hooked this up yet. I don't. The swimsuit's coming along really nicely. I made good progress with it today. I think the only thing I really have left to do on it is to make hierarchical material presets. So I'm optimistic that I'll get that submitted at the rate I'm going, maybe Thursday. Maybe fingers crossed Thursday, although it'll probably be Friday. Because the way I usually work. I say, and I did get something submitted over the weekend and I already forgot what it was. What was I working on last? Oh, the underwear set. I got the underwear set submitted, that's right. But today we are going to work on, I'm going to call it cinnamon, and I can't spell cinnamon, so hold on a second. Cinnamon, there it is. Chinese cinnamon plant, cinnamon. There we go. I'm going to copy that. I'm also going to spell it out loud and try to memorize this. Cinn, sin, nam, on. There we go. So let's do this, which means I'm going to rename the directory. So let's do, come over here, the content directory manager. We're going to add this to the DAS formats. I'll hit the old add button, and I'm going to do this out of my dresses folder. So we'll do it from there. Dresses, sweater dress. I'm actually going to rename you. Control V, outfit. We'll do that, and we'll make that C capitalized there. And I'm going to copy that because I spell that bad. And I went ahead and already kind of preloaded my template files in here. So let's add this. Let's select folder. And I think we're good. I think we just accept, and hopefully it'll appear right under here. Underneath asymmetrical swim. There we go. Okay, I want to... So I'm going to steal the pantyhose from the MVP outfit, because that's basically tights. And what I need to do with that is I'm going to take the feet off of those, and we're going to use those as tights. I think they're proper pantyhose. Unfortunately, right now I don't have that outfit installed, so I'm going to have to install it. You know what? I've got my beta test folder here. I'm going to use that. I'm going to just stick it in there for right now. So I have to go get my installer from DAS. I could just install it in my DAS folders, but I don't like really doing that. As a published artist, we actually get access to our products as if we purchased them. So I could download it through, but I'm not doing that. I could download it and install it as if it was a purchased product. I'm lost. I'm totally in the wrong spot here. So I want to go over here, DAS submissions. And I call this MVP server. There we go. I'm going to copy that. And we're going to run you over to here. And I'm just going to paste you into there. I'm just going to delete all of this stuff. And then I'm just going to uninstall that. We'll just unzip you right here in Spot. 7-zip extract here. Got it. And we close that, and we refresh this, and we come down through here. And what I want to do is I'm going to load that in, and I'm going to save it out, but we're going to rename it and then resave it. So here, let's do this for Genesis 9. I'll probably end up remapping it. I might put it on the same map with the sweater dress. That might be the easiest thing to do. So that the tights and the sweater dress are on one map template. And then I put the scarf on there too. So now we're just impatiently waiting. And honestly, this Genesis 8 has gotten actually faster loading than 4.25, 4.24, sorry. I don't think 4.25 is out yet, is it? Is there going to be one? Who knows? There's the pantyhose. We're going to put those on. And I'm going to try to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and delete the feet out. And I want to make sure that whatever I do here, I do more or less the same for the Genesis 9 version, which actually I'm going to get a Genesis 9 in here. And then we'll go get the Genesis 9 version of that, load that in. There it is. Boom. All right, now we're going to run over the Cinnamon outfit, people, Genesis 8 wolves. Okay, actually, I got to rename that. Can I rename that from here? Do I still have cinnamon on the clipboard? I don't. Cinnamon. There we go. 2 N's. I think I got 2 N's. An A and M. Cinnamon. Yeah, mon. Okay, I think we're good. I am going so blind. I think that's right. I'm going to accept that. And then we're going to, all right, we're going to change the name of this one. We're going to call this Cinnamon Tights. Cinnamon Tights. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to tweak the scene identifier and change this right here to say Cinnamon Tights. I'm going to accept that. All right, now we're going to save this out as a figure prop asset. Then we need to navigate over to where we're working. Dresses, cinnamon outfit, people, G8, clothing, me, cinnamon outfit, right here. Control B, and I think I'll just put CO in front of that. For cinnamon outfit. There we go. Let's do that. That is me. This is going to become cinnamon outfit. Put that there. Gonna change that name to that. You are, I'm gonna call you Pants. I'll change you to be a pant. The rest of this should be good. I'm not sure I need that, but I'm not sure where that came from. Can I just clear that out? Oh, you know what? Actually, nope. Cancel that. I can just uncheck it. There we go. I think that's good. All right, and then we'll save out this. We'll rename that. G9. Let's maybe put a 9 in there. I'm not going to hold the shift key down this time. All right, we're going to copy you. I'm just going to tweak the scene identifier to have that say this. Looking good. I'm going to accept that. Let's come over here and save that. We'll head over to the Genesis 9. Actually, we want to rename this folder, don't we? Cinnamon. Look at that. I can spell cinnamon. Excellent. Put that there. All right, let's save these tights. Oh, I meant to put CO in front of them. You are Cinnamon Outfit. You're gonna be Cinnamon Tights. I'm gonna accept that. Oops, damn it. I'm gonna delete that out. We're gonna resave that. I saved some stuff that I didn't mean to save in there. It still had like the MVP stuff. Where am I? Where am I? Dresses. Cinnamon and data and me and cinnamon outfit. And I'm going to delete that and I'm just going to resave it. And what did I save you? Did I say CO? I don't think I put CO in front of that. Nope, let's put CO in front of that. Let's rename that. CO Cinnamon Tights. All right, now we'll resave. We are going to get the Marvelous Designer. Don't worry. There we go. Just overwrite that. Save. Yeah, yes. I'm going to clear that out. There we go. That's what I wanted. The rest of this looks like it's still good. Oh, and I wanted to make it a pant and not underwear. We're going to change the textures to be more tights instead of pantyhose at some point. Okay, at some point I'm going to, you know what, let's see if we can just get rid of the feet now. If I'm lucky, I'll have a nice clean line on there. If I'm lucky. I'm going to just reset the materials on these to make it easier to see what we're doing. I'll set that back to the base shader. We'll pop over here to oh, I'm looking for a wireframe view. That's what I'm looking for. Wire texture shade. Okay, is that going to make a nice clean? I think I might get a nice clean round. Or maybe not. Or he's going to spiral about. I don't know. Let's find out. I might have to delete some of this stuff off. We're going to have slouch boots, and they're going to come up to about here. So somewhere below this. So let's pop into the geometry editor. And let's just grab a couple of these. I've got the wrong thing selected. No, I got the right thing selected. Or maybe I don't have the... I don't. There we go. Now I've got the right thing selected. And maybe we'll grab two of those and we'll try to do a loop selection. Oh, that spiraled up. All right, I'm probably going to export these out and tweak them in Blender. We'll probably delete like maybe from here down. Actually, is that gonna, what if we select geometry selection, select loop? Oh, there we go. I've got a, no, that doesn't quite, but it's close. In Blender, I might flatten that out. So if I kind of come through here, and then I'll just adjust this line in Blender, and we can update the shape afterwards. All right, I'm going to worry about those later, though, because I want to get working on the sweater portion of it. I actually started the boots. And by start the boots, I found an old boot and I have modified it just a little bit. Anyhow, let's put you away. Let's go see where we were with Marvelous Designer. I just put you away. Stay put away. So here's where I was with Marvelous Designer earlier. I think this was the Storm Rider boots initially. Oh, I can't. I'm trying to. There we go. So I'm pirating the what I think eventually became the Storm Rider boots. Are you? I'm having one of those days. I click, I move. Oh, I'm still simulating the background. Doy. There's an undue stress on my system. Okay, well, actually, before I close this, I want to make one change. I don't know what I was thinking. Why did I do that? I think I'm going to try to round that out just a little bit. And when I do that, I'm going to have to make some adjustments. This probably should sew down to here. I think this is frozen right now. For some reason, Control K has stopped working for me. Although Control H still works, so I don't know. And my K key still works. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Just in case I ordered a new keyboard. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to delete that. Actually, let me take a measurement here. So the idea is I'm going to try to match this length with this. So that says 117.9. Okay. Now we delete that. And I'm going to take this and I'm just going to drag that till it's like 117 point, was it 8? Something like that. Maybe somewhere in there. Yo, Rapid, how are you doing today? Although I am going to change, you know what? I'm going to pull you back a little bit. We're going to do that. I'm starting a new outfit. This is going to be a sweater dress with tights, a scarf, slouch boots, and because I'm totally insane, I'm going to make a hat. We're going to do a beanie. I'm just going to do a beanie. Right now, I'm cannibalizing old boots to make slouch boots. You're great that you're watching my feet. Thanks. I appreciate that. So let me see where I am with my sewing here. That goes to there. I'm gonna make this sharper because this has to come down further. And I have a measurement. I'm gonna get a measurement here. I need that to be 107.2 and it's currently 92.7, 107.2. 107.2. We're going to remember that number. So I'm going to pull this down. And then we're going to crank that over 107.2. I got to bring you down a whole lot more, don't I? I'm not seeing another. There you are. I need to get these out of the way. I've run out of room. Nowadays you're studying character sculpting extensively. Wow, that's a so much sculpting. 107 point. I forgot what that number was again. I imagine you would be getting good at it then. 107.2. I'm going to tweak. God damn it. Marvelous Designer has real issues selecting what you're actually clicking on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And I'm just going to pull that back up until we're 17.2 right there. I'm going to stop right there. You will be in 6 months. Sounds good, man. Where's my sewing? So what I want to do with this is I want to adjust that sewing down to there. I went too far. I missed my point. Right there, 107.2. I'm going to adjust this sewing like that. I'm going to tweak this sewing to there. I want to see. I'm off just a hair on this. I can see it right here. What I need to do is make this line maybe a little bit longer, or make this line a wee bit shorter. You know what? I'm going to flatten that out just a little bit, I think. 59.6. You probably can't see all these teeny numbers, or I can barely see these teeny numbers. Let me see if I can make that maybe 59.5 or 4. Now let's see how that adjusts. And then when I take this, I'm still off just a little bit. There's the end point for the sewing on this. And then when I click on this, it shows me where the matching point is. So I'm trying to adjust that length so that that point will line up right about there. I could just measure 57.8. Is that, and are you still good? See, that's still good. So that needs to be, that's actually my number right there, 57.8. That's what I want this to be, 57.8. So I'm going to go back and just tweak this until we get to 57.8. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so it's easier. Maybe bring you around a little bit. And I can't, is that lining up straight there? It's not. 58.9, 57, damn it. 57.8. I'm 1.1 off. I could, you know what? I'm going to add 1.1 here, and that should do the trick. I'm going to change length. I'm going to go that direction. I'm going to add 1.1, so that's 5.8. He said typing 5. It has a lot of annoying things. but in the long run, the Cloth engine is generally awesome. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to move you like that, and then this should want to snap to that. Of course, you don't snap right. $58.9. So now that suddenly, now this is off by just a pinch. If I pull you over here, that tells me that I've got I'm 0.3 off. All right, let's try this again. Change length. 5. 5.6. What do you mean 5.6? Oh, you're in the right spot. 5.6. Yeah, now you belong over there. Now you belong. I'm off by a millimeter. Wah. Are you still lining up right? Oh, you know what? That's what keeps throwing me, is I keep forgetting to adjust for that over there. Where are you off a little bit? Because you want to be over there. And I want you... Oh, I got a little point in there. So I'm not snapping. Can I just convert you to a curve point? Then everything goes all to poop, right? All right, now let me see if I can redo these. So that is good. That is off by... And that is good. So what am I off by here? I got 1.1. So let's try this again. Change length again. I know I'm angsting over a whole millimeter. I've got the wrong thing selected. Let's do this. Let's get that 1.1 millimeter out of there. So you will be 5 and you'll be 7. And then I need to adjust this point just a little bit. Then I need to adjust this. Did you snap to the right thing? You did. And I'm gonna... No, I don't want you to snap there. I want you to snap over here. No. I want you to snap to the point next to it. But it's too close and it's saying fuck you. That's one of those annoying things about Marvelous Designer. It's snappiness, and what I really need is like to be able to hold an Alt key down and say stop snapping. You evil bastard, you gravy sucking pig. Is that right? That's off. Why are you off? No, you... There you go. You're correct. You're correct. And you're correct. I still have too much in here. What the frick? See, now I took a millimeter away. Okay, this is I'm now 16 off. I'm just gonna pull that back there for a second. All right, let's try this again. I'm now 16 off. Actually, which way do I need to add or subtract? That might be part of my problem. Also, I haven't done anything, but look what happened. Oh, it's because I'm editing it. 90, 60 point. So I have to pull 1.6 off of this over here. So I'm going to change length. I should stay end. That will. And I'm going to pull 1.6, which means 5.9. Gonna say okay to that. So this is now 0.62 off by 0.6. This is now snapping. There we go. Finally. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. There we go. That's all of that work just to get that shape to look a little better. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm going to stop mucking around with the boot because I've already had most of this kind of done. This is what's going to go into Blender. I'm going to smooth that toe out just a little bit in Blender. But other than that, all right, I'm just going to hit save on that, and we'll mirror it, and we'll clean up the UVs later on. So I'm going to hit save on that. Cancel. I'm going to hit save on that. It got lost. I had you saved earlier. Now suddenly you don't know where you are anymore. Oh, because I renamed the folder. Doy. There we go. We're going to save you back over here. I'm going to call you, do I still have cinnamon boots? All right, now I'm going to start working on the dress. Actually, I'm going to export this out. It's off a little bit because right now I have it fitted to Genesis 8, and we'll fit it to Genesis 9, and then I'll refit it back to Genesis 8. Or something like that. I don't know. File, export, OBJ selected. Let's go over here to dresses. And we'll just stick you in the whip folder for right now. I'm going to say boot GAF. And is that working? That looks like it's good right now. All right, let's do file new. Let's load in a Genesis 9 female avatar. I kind of consider that the halfway point between the basic Genesis 9 and the Genesis 8 female. So I'm just going to trace out. So it's going to be off the shoulder. Then it's going to have a part that kind of like almost like a built-in shawl that'll go around. And the dress will come down to about here. And then I'll put a scarf in here. And I want the scarf to drop over the breasts. All right, let's, oh, you know what I really should do is I should pull in the tights because we want this to fit over these. So let's set you to female shape and save this out. Let's pop over to mesh resolution. I'll set you back. Now I'm going to leave it at, I only need this as an avatar. I don't need this as a, actually I will switch you back to base. And what I do need to do is I need to switch you to the feminine shape. And then we'll export that out. Woo. All right, where am I? I'm over in the beach party. Whip folder, there we go. Tights for avatar, I'll do that. G9 them. Accept that. All right, we're going to load that in as a avatar with this. So we'll do a file, import OBJ. Load that. Type avatar. Say OK. I think I did. I think I had the wrong thing selected. Let's try that again. Yeah, I did have the wrong thing selected. Doy. And I don't think I was doing an ad, was I? File, import ad. That's what I want to do. OBJ. Okay, so I want the dress to fit over that naturally by default. So that's the reason I'm bringing that in. I'm just going to sketch out a dress shape. We'll flip it and then we'll put it on. And if I have to, we can adjust this profile here. So anyhow, let's start with a polygon. And I'm going to bring you from here to here. Put a bit of a curve there. Put a bit of a curve there. And I know I'll bring maybe down to there. We'll try that. Let's curve you out. Convert to curve point. I'll do that. Convert to curve point. We'll do that. That is pretty freaking. We'll smooth that out a little bit like that. And then for a sleeve, I think I'm going to do half a sleeve and then I'll unfold it symmetrically for a little bit. I'm going to just, yeah, let's do polygon tool. I think I can just make, I'm trying to think what shape I need to, I think I know what shape I need to make this. But we'll start with something like this. That's probably not thick enough. I don't know, I'll copy that in a second. I'm going to line this up on top. I think I've got too much fabric in there, but that's okay. We can fix that. All right, now I'll make my copy. I'm going to freeze that for a second. My Control K stopped working. I'm not entirely sure if it's the keyboard or something else. You know, that looks good. That is. Let's turn the gravity off. Simulation properties. I wish there was a way I could just stick gravity somewhere where it's always available. I should look into that. All right. Now we'll just tighten these up a little. Is that? That's good there. I'm a little long. And we still have a little too much in here. That's looking better. Let me put the strain map on. Okay, it's a little tight in there. I think we'll just loosen it up. I think I'll just give a little more room in the cuff. See if that helps take that out. That's good. So I think you're still. I think we can just pull these down. I think that's good. And then what I want to do is I want to shape it this way. So we're going to put kind of a curvy shape in here. Let me put a split in here. I'm going to say 50, say okay to that. And I'm just going to match that over here. Put a split in there. And we'll say 50, okay to that. I'm going to turn these into curve points in a short bit here. Do that. Although for this stuff, it's going to end up down in here. Did you stop moving? Let me tweak the curve shape. Anyhow, let's convert you to a curve point. So I kind of want you there. And we'll bring you back like so. And then I'm going to kind of do the same thing. Where did my other sleeve go? There you are. Convert you to a curve point. I want you in there. And we're just going to bring you kind of like that. My sewing lines look like they're off a little bit for some reason. Oh, I see what. Oh my. Oh my. Can I just delete you and just resew you? Wouldn't that be cool if I hit the delete button and it actually did something? Because I got the wrong thing selected. That's my problem. There we go. That's better. I have to adjust that. Anyhow, you are too long, so let's flatten you out a little bit. Tweak that. Maybe a little. You know what? That's kind of working. What is that? 109, 119. So this part's going to end up getting sewn to the up in here. Whoops. All right, let's flatten you out. I think I could probably do that by just killing one of these points like that. And then what I want to do is I want to tweak this curve so it's a little less. Actually, I think the secret to that is just to pull this out just a little bit. Something like that. So we're going to have part of that thing sewn onto here, and I'll run around here. All right, let's get this started. So let me freeze the sleeves up for right now. Control K, not working. You already knew that. I can't tell you how annoying it is that I can't freeze like that anymore. Okay, I have the A. Right click, freeze. All right, let's set this up. CV. I'll just pull you over here for right now. I'll take you to the back. Oh, I can't do anything because I got the stress map on. I love the way the stress map doesn't let me get the gizmo. Stress map be like, no, bro. We're not doing that. Homie, don't play that. I'm going to flip the normals on this. If I can find them. Is it over here? flip normals. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I'm going to unfold. I'm going to unfold the symmetrical editing. And we'll do the same thing over here. And then we'll just sew these together. And it's frozen. Overlapping sewing lines. Oh, it's because it's mirrored. Right. Let's put you over there. All right. It's probably a little tight. So probably going to give that a little bit more room. Let's turn on, I need the stress map just to kind of, the strain map. I need more room through, I think we'll just make it a little wider to start with. And now it's too loose. Also, I need to tweak this shape here, I think. So I need you to come back out this way. I love the new feature where when I add one of these lines, I can't start dragging it right away when I add a point like this. It used to not do that. 660.1. And I can't get the number I want because it's snapping, and I can't see the number I want because it's all the way down here. 6. All right, I'm just gonna pull you way out there and then try to come back and get that to be 660.2. All right, now we'll try making these a little tighter. I like that. That's better. I'm just going to check and see if my sewing got weird. Nope, sewing's fine. And now I broke the sewing. There we go. Now the sewing's been fixed. You know what? That might be okay. I think maybe we'll put an angle in here. And maybe I want that to be up a little further. So I think I'm going to put a little curvy point there and a little curvy point there. Possibly pull that up a little. No, I insist on snapping. No, stop it. I don't want you to line. And then I want you to come maybe through like so. And now I've got too much. So maybe throw these in a little bit so they stretch across the bust a little bit better. What happens if I get rid of that point? That'll be fine. Wouldn't it be cool if I only moved to this point instead of all the other? All right, I'm getting there. I'll know it when I see it. Okay, and I'm going to just curve this down just a little bit in the back. Can I just curve? When I convert you to a curve point, you're going to do weird things, though, aren't you? Like I lose the linked editing. All right. Now I'm going to try to make sure that this and this are equal. So we'll see what... You know what I probably should do is I probably should just delete this and just dupe this. And we'll move it to the back and flip the normals around and resew it. And I can actually then just bring this curve down. That's probably what we're going to do. Flip the normal. I can't get the gizmo because I got the strain map up. Why? I don't know. Let's tweak this. So it kind of curves out like that a little bit. Bring you back up. Flatten that curve out. Oops, I forgot to resew. There. I'm liking that. That gives me a nice shape there. Now what I want to do is sew these two together. Is that lining up evenly? I think so. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little sew point here and then attach it to the sleeves somewhere about in there. So you are right there. So what I'm going to do is hopefully I can see this sewing when I draw it out. Nice. And then I want to attach that to, like, I think somewhere. Oh, I like that I can see the little point, like somewhere in there. And that. I'm getting you mirrored over because of the linked editing. I'm gonna not do that for right now. Let's undo the linked editing on these. I think they're about at the right. Yo, DJ Ray, how you doing? All right, let's try this again. Actually, let's try it like this. Control, let's escape that. I want to mirror. Let's do this. Control D. Control D. It's not working. Oh no. I've ordered a new keyboard. I'm hoping it's just the keyboard. Symmetrical pattern was sewing. There we go. Now let's try this. So I'm going to move you a little bit that way. I'm going to move this a little further back. I think that's going to be good. Let's unfreeze. And let's see how that goes. All right, so that kind of works. Now I'm going to attach I'm going to sew it from here. I have to kind of measure this. I want half of this, part of this, actually this plus half of that. I'm going to try that. Wiggle your keyboard dongle. I did that. I swapped it into another port and it's still giving me issues. It's wired. It's wired to the computer. And I jiggled the wires and I pulled it out of the back and I plugged it into the front. And it's funny because the control key does work. The K key works. I know the D key works, but certain combinations are suddenly just not working. And I'm hoping it's so I got a new keyboard on the way. And hopefully being cheap isn't going to bite me in the ass on this, but we'll see. It's not broken. I don't know what it's doing. Let me measure that 83.6 and probably 270.2. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to make it, I think I'm going to start with an oval shape. Well, I kind of know, what is that, 270.2? Let's try this. I'm just going to draw a polygon. So I kind of want it to come down. Kind of like that. That's just a starter shape. So I got to make sure whatever this is the same as what's over here. So that is, you know what, I'm going to change that to something nice and round. Change length, 200. Now my 0 key's sticking. I probably got crap in it too. That probably doesn't help. You bought a Lincoln type car? You mean like a Lincoln, like a Crown Vic, or a Lincoln Town Car, which are basically the same thing. Is it an ex-cop car? It's got a cop engine with cop tires. Was that the Blues Brothers? I gotta remeasure something here when I get done. I'm gonna say okay to that. So what I want is I want to curve this and I want that to be equal to basically 270.2. So I'm just gonna drag this down. That says 3. 270.2. Let's do change length on this. 270.2. Is that was it 2 or was it 272? I can't remember now. 272. It was 272. Change length 272. There we go. Oops, that was 720. Change length 272. Okay. I'm gonna try to drag this. Wouldn't it be cool if I could see the angle over here? I don't know. Where's that angle? 99. 98. 92. That's probably close enough. Let's make that 200. All right, let's pull this out a little bit. Kind of like that. What I should do is actually let's do it like this. Let's use this. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here and I'm going to retweet that length. I'm going to clean all of these out. I'm just going to redo this curve. Dang it. I missed one. There we go. What do I want this to be? 272. So now I have these little control handles here. 90.4, that works. So I'm going to adjust that to be here. And then I'll just change length on that. The other way. Change length on that. 272. Then I'm just going to adjust these. Where's my handle thing? Did I get a point in there? God damn it. I didn't want a point in there. What happened? Did I lose my handle there when I changed the length? That's annoying. What the farfignugan? I wanted my little control handly thing. 90. Sweet. Probably good. Let's try this. So I want to sew these into here. Intelligent for all-wheel drive and leather with all the toys. Nice. A Ford Edge, which is a Lincoln Mark Z. Oh, okay. Let's unfold that. Let's do that. Let's flip that. Let's move this over here. Let's sew these edges, and then I'm going to sew these sleeves in. And then I'll think about how I might need to adjust the angles on this. I might just end up making it flat. Although I do kind of want it to curve a little. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing here. That works. Okay, and then I want to take this. I want to sew that to that. And I missed. No, I had it right. Dang it. Let's try this again. That to that. Where's my end point? There we go. Then I'm going to take this. Does that just sew to here? Or does that sew over? There it is. That to that. There we go. Let's see how this goes. So that's a start. I maybe just need to make it wider and get a little bit more room in here. And then I can sew these in. Although these are, let me see if I can adjust this fold angle. I can never remember which way to go with these things. Let's say it's 360. And let's turn you to 360 as well. Getting a custom lift for the car and mom. Oh, mom likes you have 5 cars. So you picked up the 5th, is that right? I thought you had 2 vans, a car, and 2 trucks already. And you were thinking, and you're going to get rid of the Hornet van. And then you've picked up this Lincoln. Are you doing anything? Yeah, I think I just need more room in here. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and sew this into here. I'm just going to sew that a little bit, maybe through here. And we'll do the same thing in the back. No, what do you... Maybe I just need to put the sleeves up further. I think maybe I've changed the shape of the sleeves. I'll just flatten them out. I'll flatten out this part. Let's try that. If I do that, and then I need to adjust that and adjust this. I probably should turn gravity on at some point. It'll probably make a difference. Two cars, or two trucks, two cargo vans, and one car. Got it. I could probably make that short. You know what? I probably do need to make this shorter. And that needs to be longer because it's going over the breast. That's still a little too long because I've got a little bit too much excess right in here, right? So I'm going to put gravity back on. Well, I'll do half gravity. And then I'm just going to make some adjustments. So trying to take that out. I think I have just maybe just a pinch more. All right, I kind of like the way it is in the back, although maybe I'll bring the sewing out more. Like that. If I bring that any, you know what, I'm gonna bring it to there and there. And that's it's touching the sleeve sewing now. So I'm gonna go with that. Although I think I'm a little too tight now. Pull that back out and we'll adjust the I think I still need a little bit more in there. Cheap viewers? My viewers are not cheap. How dare you? Well, not all of my viewers. Some have fessed up to being cheap. But still, that's not your call. All right. I'm also going to. Are you fine? Well, you know what it is. I'm going to bring these up and we're going to do like a half up sleeve thing. I think I'm going to do that. That's right. I'm going to redo these sleeves. I suddenly realized how I should do this pattern. So I'm going to put a split in there. I'm going to put a split back in here. I'm going to run this up actually up to here. Let's try this over here. And I think we're going to take you guys down that way. Pull a little bit of a curve in here. Do the same thing over here. Put a bit more curve in here. And then I'm going to just set up a regular sleeve. I'll start with that shape. I'm going to fold this out when I get done. Let's move you this way. Let's bring you in. Let's pull you out. Good old bell shape. Take that. All right, once again, I'll just do the unfold. Actually, I'm just going to unfold without the symmetric editing. And maybe tweak you a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, these I don't need. I'm going to sew this into here and then maybe straighten that up. I think that's how it gets done. And also, you know what? I'm just going to unsew these for right now. And I'm going to freeze everything. Actually, let's just turn gravity off. I'm in the wrong thing. I can't get to my simulation properties over there. Let's do that. And you know what? I think I'm going to flatten this out. And if I measure that, so this should be a little more than 400. You know, that's going to work. That's going to be about right. So that gets sewn like that. I'm going to hide these. Let me see if I can get this in. All right, that's probably okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that back. Yeah, I think that gives me a much better shape. All right, let's I need gravity again. This is why I would like to have a gravity in a handy dandy, easy to reach spot at all times instead of having to switch that box on all the time. I wonder if I can add another box in here. Is that possible? Maybe not. I don't know. All right, there, I got my sleeve on. What I need to do is I need to measure that, and I need to put a point here, and then we'll just flatten that out. Yeah, that's going to work much better. There we go. So you are 106. I'm going to do a split in here at 106. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to get rid of all of these. So it goes like that. And then what I want to do is I want this. I'm going to put a split point right here just to give me a reference. Let's just do a uniform split, and that way I can measure. And I think I need a uniform split on this too, just for and I need one over. I still have one over here. I'm going to get rid of that in a second. Do we have curvy points in there? Nope. Can I just convert you to a can I just make you straight? I have to do it this way, right? Delete all curve points. There we go. Let's bring you this way and then bring you. Nope, you snapped to something I wasn't looking for. There we go. That's what I want. Alrighty. Now what I want is this and this. 186. So let's change that. 186. Say okay to that. Then I want this and this. 176. Change that. 176. Okie dokie. I got a weird curve in here. I don't like that. And then I'm going to redo that. That's going to be fine. This has got a little weird. No, that looks fine. Is that a little weird? No, that's going to be fine. All right, let me try to do this. And ideally, these should line up. And then I'm going to come back the other way through here. And I'm hoping that should be about right. Looks like it's a little off. I can't control D anymore. I can still do this though, duplicate. Or maybe not. Maybe I have to do it over here. There it is, symmetrical pattern. Are you sewn to anything? You get some sort of weird. You're supposed to be sewn. You are sewn to that. I'm gonna. are... I deactivated you. All right, duplicate. This just might be too tight. And why are you not sewn on anymore? Let's take a look at the old strain map. That is so tight right through here. Let's move these out of the way. And how... Yeah, I'm just tight all the way through. Well, I get a little looser down here. So I think what I need to do is just give myself a little... Relax this out just a wee bit. Uno. Dos. And it's not linked editing anymore. So 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. All right, we're getting a little bit of those curves don't look the same anymore. Are they matching? They're off just a little bit. That angle isn't happy. Six, 3, 2. One 16. That's probably not lining up anymore now, is it? It's getting there. Did I get both of these sides? 646. I did not. I must have missed something over here. I'm going to cut this in half and resymmetrize it because this isn't quite working for me. I think I'm close. Let's get back to maybe trying to get the over part on here again. I think I'm ready to take another crack at that. And that was the wrong button. So I want that to be 216. And then I want this to be 206. Let's see how this goes. Let's bring these back into play. And I'm just going to resew everything. And I think I'm just about there. Maybe not. Am I just getting the sleeves sewn in backwards or something? I can't move it because I got the strain map on. You know what? I'm going to get rid of these. I'm using the wrong tool. What is that? I'm getting this strange quirk in my sewing in here. You know what? Let's remove the sleeves for right now. I think that's mucking with my brain. Let's start with this. So those should just line up like that, right? And then I should be able to just do that. You know what? I think I need to take the mirroring off or something. Right. That is there. Does that come to here? Kind of. Okay, so that lines up with that. Is that right? All right, I think I've got it sorted out eventually. Now I just need to, yeah, sew these together. Make sure that they're about the same length. 212, 220. I'm going to make you 220. Change length, 220. Okie dokie. Make you 220. Change length, 220. So and so. And that probably needs to go over there. And that's probably where I was screwing up. That's what I wanted. That's better. I'm going to improve the angles on this. Actually, I probably want to just make that shorter, make sure that these are about 200. I got a line in there that I can measure? I don't. I need a line in here I can measure. That's about 200. That means I'm going to pull this out 1 and 2 like that. And then I want to kind of tweak that to be like 90 on that corner there so it makes a better wraparound. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back piece. Bring you down 2 and tweak you like that. Right about there. I think I'm good. Although it's rolling up on the front. I'm not crazy about that. I think it just has to do with the tension. I've got a lot of tension in here. I want it just down just a little ways. Hey, thanks for the band there, Charles. Appreciate that. And I want that to be a little bit shorter, actually. She's wearing tights, so she won't. And you can actually see the underneath part there. You know what? I think this is. I think I might live with that. We'll see how this goes. Have I saved you yet, though? You're still untitled, aren't you? Let's do a file save as. File save as project. Cinnamon grass. I'm going to save that. I'm going to try to do a beanie real quick here. So I think that's going to be so there's still work to done, like marking the hems and everything. I still have to do the scarf too. Damn it. I spent so much time not getting the dress right. Because I forgot what the pattern should actually look like. I think that's going to work though. Actually, did I tweak that? I want to tweak these and then adjust this a little bit. That should actually probably be shaped more. And I don't have a control handle there because I did this thing. Actually, I need a measurement here. 206.4. Hey, Chris, Sarah wants to know why she's wearing 2 skirts. If the top one is good enough. You know, you can always just hide the rest of it, Charles. She just needs to keep that top part of her chest warm, right? What did I say? 206.4. All right, now I can start mucking around with this shape. Because I want to get that in there, and I want to pull you back up this way. And then I want to just pull that out until that says 206, but I can't see it now. 206.4, that was the target number. 206.5, probably good enough. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to measure that out, 216. Okay, you are going to come over here. You get to get pulled into here. $219. Then I'm just going to pull that over until that becomes $216. All right, that's looking good. I'm going to try to orient everything so that it kind of goes like this, so that my threads all kind of run that direction. My yarn pattern. All right, let me do a beanie. Let's start with a rectangle. I'm going to start it down here. And we'll bring it up like that. I think I'm going to pull that down a little, like so. Let's round these out. Actually, let me put a split point in here so I have an idea of where I'm heading. And then I'll do the roundy round. So it rounds out like so. Rounds out. Okay, I'm going to put we'll run a line through here. There's a roll up. I think I'm just going to do this manually though. I'm going to add a bunch of little lines in here, offset as an internal line. I'm going to go the other direction, and I'm just going to go in increments of 2, and we're going to add like maybe 4 more of these. Say okay to that. I'm going to use these to roll it up. Now we'll just do that duplicate like so, and then I think so this, actually I can do it like this, right? Boop, 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 boop. We'll position this on the sides of the heads. I should have done that before I copied it. That way this one would have just automatically been placed over there. All right, it's too tight. It's too tight. Let's make it bigger. Still too tight. I think I could probably stand to have a little taller too. Maybe not that tall. I actually kind of want it over the ears, but I still need to. Something like that. Let's see if we can get this to roll up now. So we're just going to select all these little lines. And of course it thinks, of course it's confused. Of course it thinks I maybe want the line next to it, so what I'm actually clicking on. Say 140, 140. And let's make you 100. Yo, Rod, better late than ever. I will be gone in a few minutes, though. Um, it's still a little tight. It keeps looking like it's so gigantic, my pattern, and I'm going the wrong way, so we don't want to do 140. We want to go like 230 or something to get this to roll out. So let's try. No, I am clicking on a line. Just frickin' select it. I should probably put a cut in here. I'm just going to do a cut and sew on that so that I can freeze this, freeze that. And then I think I can just pull that up like that. We're going to flip those normals. When I do that, it does stupid shit, though. Let's do that. It's like my sewing is off in the back. I just need to resew because it got itself confused. Am I not? I'm getting there. Maybe something like that. Maybe what I need to do is put a split in here and add extra. So I'm gonna, I don't know. I don't think I may not keep it like this. I may go look and see how how beanies are actually made. And ultimately, if I'm not happy with the way that looks, I will get rid of it. All right, let's add another material in here real quick. We got 2 minutes and we're going to call it a day. I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to make you a thick something, something, something. A knit knit interlock. Can I do that? Yeah, come on. Let's try a little accurate. Oh well, something like this. I don't know. I'm leaning towards maybe either I'm going to figure out how to make a better looking beanie, or I'm just going to lose this. And nobody likes a hat anyhow. I still need to do a scarf. We still have to do a scarf and work on the boots. So that's what we will have in store. So we'll be working on this probably come whatever the next stream is. I'm not, and this is too tight. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe loosen that up a little bit and get a little more bunching in there. Maybe a little looser in here, and we'll pull it tighter through here or something. I don't know. So anyhow, that's where I am right now with this autumn winter sweater dress thing. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. It's good to see you at the end, Rod. Thanks for being here. Rafed was here. I appreciate that. Mr. CS Bond was in the house, baby. Check him out. And we had DJ Ray. Everybody, make sure you're following DJ Ray. Hopefully, we get to see him tonight at 10 p.m. Or he may not be doing Tuesdays anymore. I think Ray was talking about doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So keep an eye out for DJ Ray spinning the tunes, the chillest DJ on Twitch. And let's find somebody to go hang out with. A lot of the art friends have been doing this food week thing, so if one of them is doing that, we'll raid that. Otherwise, we'll look for somebody else. Where am I? Who am I? It is Tuesday. That means Jack is probably on. We could always raid a room again. I'm going to go down to the bottom of my list to work my way back up. Johnston is on. I probably should go over and say hi to him. H2 Olympian. Complete Freedom Sun has been streaming again. Infozar. Oops, my list just freaked out on me while I'm scrolling up. What the hell? Elena is on. They are doing a co-working stream, which means no mic and no camera. I think maybe I'm gonna Crack and Not Stirred is doing music. And all music considered. You know what? Let's just go over and say hi to Infozar, our magic friend. Let's just do that. Because I'm not seeing any of the close art friends up right now. So, yep, let's do that. Thank you all for being here. We have raid calls. Hey, if you're over on YouTube, I appreciate that. That's awesome. Like and subscribe. That would be great. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. Here are the raid calls. Oh, yeah, I have a Discord. Feel free to join the Discord or Discord. If you put stuff in the galleries, we do share it on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. I got to do something special for this Saturday because it's the last Saturday before Halloween and kind of the streamiversary. So, yeah, we'll try to do something a little fun on Saturday. I don't know what. I always keep thinking I want to do fun things and then I just have no energy. So there's always that. Buy my shit at Daz, as always. And let's go over and say hi to Infozar / Raid info X czar. I think that worked. Raid has been created. Alrighty, let me copy my raid call. Thank you all for being here, as always. And Charles, it's always awesome to see you, man. Come on, select, copy. Let's go over and say hi to Infozar, aka Jack, the first half of Magic Twitch. So anyhow, I will be back in 2 days, Thursday, for more of the same. We will probably be still working on this outfit here. I'm not sure. I may make some progress on that, although I'm trying to cram and get that asymmetric swimsuit submitted to Daz in the next few days too. So there is that. Anyhow, I will catch you all on hopefully Thursday, and if not, I hope you all have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.